Hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar and many thanks for your interest in this topic. Last year in early 2021, BMC Helix Dashboard 2102 version added data source plugin for service management solutions that enabled integration of Helix Dashboard with ITSM and Smart IT, digital workplace, business workflows, virtual agent or chatbot, custom AR application and custom innovation suite application. With ITSM Smart Reporting end of life process underway, as a BMC customer or partner, a key question was how do we transition from ITSM Smart Reporting to Helix Dashboard? Or what tools and techniques are available for this transition? In today's webinar, we will talk about conversion tool or migration tool that will help you with this transition in semi-automated way. My name is Rahul Vedak and I'm product manager here at BMC Software. I'm joined today with Vikram Kamte, who is a technical expert on reporting and analytics at BMC and has been involved in building this conversion tool. We also have many BMC experts as co-hosts for this event, and collectively we will answer your questions in the Q&A panel. Here's a quick agenda for today's session. We'll start with few slides to introduce you to BMC Helix Dashboard Solutions. Then we'll talk about Smart Reporting Assessment Toolkit, something that will help you understand current smart reporting landscape in your ITSM environment. Vikram will then show conversion tool in action, how to run the tool, different options you get, and current feature set. Finally, I'll share some learnings from early adopters, something you can use when planning this transition. And I'll conclude the session with some resources that you can use to learn more on today's topic. In 2102 release of BMC Helix, we announced availability of BMC Helix dashboard for various service management solutions, including ITSM. Essentially, Helix dashboard added a plugin for connecting to Converge platform, and that enabled all applications using this Converge AR and Innovation Suite platform to analyze and visualize data with BMC Helix dashboard. Let's talk about some of the advantages with BMC Helix dashboard. This is centralized common reporting and dashboard platform for all BMC solutions that are part of BMC Helix Autonomous Digital Enterprise or ADE platform. ITSM, business workflow, DWP, operations management, capacity optimization all use this dashboard platform. That enables you to have a single dashboard that brings in data from multiple solutions or multiple data sources. On left side, you see a list of various BMC Helix solutions that were integrated with ITSM Smart Reporting. When comparing this with BMC Helix Dashboard, all these solutions continue to work with dashboards. In addition, Digital Workplace, Live Chat, ITSM Insight are exclusively integrated with BMC Helix Dashboards for any reporting or dashboard requirements. Also, the centralized reporting platform story goes beyond service management solutions. Our different BMC Helix solutions for IT operations management also integrate with the same instance of Helix dashboard and include Helix operations management, Helix continuous optimization, automation console, cloud security, intelligent automation, log analytics, and so on. Helix dashboard is not just integrated with BMC Helix solutions, but it has data source plugins available that will enable you to augment external data with ITSM. So for an example, if you have some CTI or telephony data outside of ITSM, then you can potentially use one of the Helix dashboard connector and use that CTI or telephony data alongside ITSM ticket data for reporting and analysis. BMC Helix dashboard is built on top of Grafana technology. Grafana is a common name today in many IT departments, particularly for visualizing operations management data. It's an open source platform and has great vibrant community of active users and developers. Grafana community has stream of contributions from users and developers for data source plugins, new types of visualizations or chart types, or sample dashboards for various technologies and so on. Using Grafana technology as a backend allows BMC customers to leverage this community for learning and knowledge sharing along with BMC's own community. From licensing standpoint, BMC Helix dashboard is entitled to use as part of BMC Helix platform. In other words, there is no separate licensing requirement for Helix dashboard for existing license users of various BMC Helix applications such as ITSM users, operations management users, and so on. And finally, another advantage of open source Grafana platform is it allows BMC to extend it. For example, we added data source plugins to connect with BMC Helix solutions. Similar way, we added some visualizations like crosstab plugin or combination chart plugin that were not part of the Grafana but were frequently used by ITSM customers, and hence BMC quickly added those. In fact, if you look at the release notes of BMC Helix dashboard, you'll see a stream of features added by BMC on top of open source Grafana. All that said, I'll also highlight that BMC does not claim one-to-one feature parity in ITSM Smart Reporting and Helix dashboard. These are two different reporting and visualization applications built on two different platforms. So users will notice differences in technology as well as differences in user experience when switching from ITSM Smart Reporting to Helix Dashboard. For some select areas, BMC may look at bridging the functional gaps in these solutions by adding more capabilities in BMC Helix Dashboards. If you would like to know more about BMC Helix Dashboards, then do visit BMC communities for webinar recording. Here is one from last year, and here is another recording from last month webinar on Helix dashboards. Before we discuss conversion tool, another challenge customers and partners face was around understanding their current ITSM smart reporting deployment, as how many reports or dashboard they have, how many private report exist, who are the users adding reporting content, which is the most used report or dashboard, and so on. This information becomes important when you want to plan your transition to Helix dashboard. To help customers with this, we have worked on SQL queries that will provide detailed data pertaining to the usage of your current ITSM smart reporting. If you're a BMC Helix SaaS subscriber, then please reach out to your customer success specialist and they will provide you a copy of assessment data. This assessment data is nothing but results of various queries for your smart reporting setup. If you are running Remedy ITSM or Helix ITSM on-premise, then your database or ITSM administrator can run these queries on Smart Reporting database, and the similar assessment data will be available to you about your Smart Reporting setup. These list of queries are available in BMC Helix dashboard documentation, and here is the link for the same. Now let's talk about conversion or migration tool and discuss what it can do. Based on assessment data, here is one slide that summarizes how useful the conversion tool will be for a sample customer here. This customer has 1000 plus reports in smart reporting. We have created a pivot table in the Excel and summarized this report count based on smart reporting chart types. Data used for preparing this slide came from assessment data that we talked about a minute back. And for the sample customer scenario, we have seen that 83% of their reports can be migrated using conversion tool. Now, this percentage will vary for customer to customer based on similar analysis for other customers. We have seen the conversion percentage vary between 70% to 95%. There is also category of report that will not get converted by conversion tool. There are some chart types not available in Helix dashboard or some chart types not supported by conversion process as of yet. So these need to be manually migrated or converted. When we talk about manually migrating or converting this report, let me remind you that you will be able to use your existing query as it exists in Smart Reporting today and copy it over and get the query result in Helix dashboard. Yes, maybe minor tweaks are required there. Technically, this is possible since we use same query layer in both technologies, hence making this transition simpler for existing smart reporting users. In the resource section, I have added documentation link that describes how reports can be manually converted. Going back to the chart type supported in conversion tool, let me remind that it's not one-touch migration. Even after using the conversion tool, you might need to spend some time to review the converted reports and make adjustment. As an example, you might need to adjust canvas size for visualization or add legends to the chart for the the visualization that is added by conversion tool, or you want to verify the filter conditions and so on. This slide summarizes current capabilities of conversion tool. Tool takes report name, query, calculated field, filter conditions, and converted as a new dashboard in Helix Dashboard. This conversion process supports any out-of-the-box or custom report in Smart Reporting. In similar way, it supports your ITSM application and any customization to it in the report conversion process. Most important, as of now, conversion tool supports migration of specific chart types like tabular report. These are actually report without any charts or visualization. Then the conversion tool support the bar chart and pie chart as well. Conversion process will also consider source folder in Smart Reporting and use similar folder in Helix Dashboard. For a subfolder in Smart Reporting, it will add corresponding subfolder as tag during the conversion process. Conversion tool supports ability to convert select report. So you can use a CSV based input to be passed to conversion tool for this purpose. You can see this live in demo where to save time, Vikram will convert only few report using the conversion tool. Conversion tool also handles cases where multiple report with same names are available in Smart Reporting. When you try to bring over such reports in Helix Dashboard, it appends Smart Reporting report ID to its name post conversion so that you are able to uniquely identify such reports in the Helix Dashboard. While Vikram will show the tool in action, here is a schematic representation of what tool does in the background. At abstract level, the tool follows ETL principles: extract, transform, and load. Extracts report metadata from Smart Reporting and stores this as JSON. Further, it does some query transformation so that query is acceptable to the target Helix dashboard system. And finally, the load step where it programmatically creates new dashboard using this metadata information. Having introduced you to Helix dashboard and discuss assessment tool, now let's switch gears and have Vikram demo capabilities of the conversion tool. Vikram, over to you.
We'll jump to the demo. So to run this utility, you just need to extract the zip file, and the zip file includes set of files. One is obviously the binary. This is a Java binary, which is approximately 23 MB in size. And then you need the config file. This is the important file where you need to provide all the details. So on this environment, I have filled in these details. This includes two sections here. One is smart reporting and other is Helix dashboards. In smart reporting, we need to provide the users. There are two users here, AR side and report side. However, you can use same user for both. So once you create a user on the AR side, same user will be synced to the smart reporting, and you can use same user for both. And client org on which you are connecting to, and smart reporting URL. So this is the smart reporting details, and Helix dashboards is basically asking for the URL, credentials, access key and secret key, tenant ID, API service. So API service is a new service added for this purpose, which actually provides Grafana API to create dashboards. And last, very important is what the CSV, what reports you want to convert. So for that, there is a file. You can have this file created and provide that file path to convert reports. So for now, for this demo purpose, I have created this CSV file with a list of reports here that I want to convert and save it and provide that path here, and this will convert. So to run the utility, I'll go to the same folder where I have extracted the zip file and I have the binary. So it is in the same, I'm in the same folder. This is my binary jar file, and I have wrapper for running the same. On Windows, it is a batch, and on Linux, it is a sh file. Basically, it is invoking this binary using Java. So we'll discuss in more detail the prerequisite for this. Basically, you need Java installed on this uh, machine from where you are running this utility, and that will invoke the jar file. So to run, I'll just call this batch file since I'm running from the Windows environment to just see the help here to see what all options available. Uh, so this is a command I executed to see list of options usage. And important is that is a action. What all action are provided? First one is a full get metadata, create dashboard content, get tabular uh, reports, and get all reports. So full is it will read metadata from Yellowfin and create dashboard in the Helix dashboards. So this is end to end. But if you want to go in the stages, then you can just get a metadata and dump it in the file, text file, that is JSON file. And then using that JSON, you can create a dashboard content so that you can do your planning, like you get a metadata and then check that it is all created well. And then on the dashboard side, you can create dashboard using that metadata. Also, we have two options here. One is getting list of reports, list of all tabular reports, so that you can review and then create the CSV file. This will help you to create CSV file since this tabular report uh, will give you not only report name and ID, but the categories, the last modified date, and owner who modified it. All that information is available. So using that, you can pick and choose which reports to be converted. Also, all reports will include all charts type, including the tabular, bar chart, pie chart, or whatever chart types available on the smart reporting. All those will be dumped in the CSV file. You can review and start converting. Other options are providing the configuration information. If you have provided config information in the this config.properties, then no need to give on the command prompt. However, if you are not allowed to save credentials in the clear text, then you can use these options to provide it on the command prompt, and it will be not printed or not seen. And while running, you can provide the credentials on the fly. With that, I'll run this utility now for three reports that I have saved in this file. I'll first run it for metadata. So when I execute, it will read the CSV file and it will check how many reports are there in this file and create the meta information. So there are 3 reports specified in the CSV file. All of them are identified in the smart reporting. Sometimes if some change here, like you give extra space or some typo here, then some reports it may not be able to find. But here in this case, all these report names are correct and found on the smart reporting, and we are able to extract the report query for all of these. So let's see the metadata. Report meta is the file where you can see the metadata extracted from these reports. I will open this file in the Firefox to get a better clarity. So you can see these are the 3 reports, top level tags I can see here. Expand all to see. This is the report name, report description extracted from the Yellowfin. Report query again extracted from the Yellowfin. All of this information is extracted from Yellowfin repository. Report name, report query, filters, what type of filter name, filter query. This query is generated based on the information on which column and which form it is. So this query we generate on the fly, and type of data type of this and report value. So we use this for later on integrating in the Grafana, this value. So all these filters, then what all columns this report has, since this query is provided with the alias C1, C2, not exact human readable names here. These are generated names by Yellowfin, but then we extract the column information so that we associate appropriate alias to the columns. Also, we get if there are any calculated field or what type of report. Like here, there is one calculated field and calculated formula, and then what is the name of that calculated field we get. You can see here, I think calculated field is this here, count of incident number. This is very plain and simple calculated field, but it gets very complicated when do lot of computation in the calculated field, like where multiple columns are involved and formulas are involved, it can be very complicated. So this calculated field does not have any alias. And if there are multiple calculated fields, it is very difficult to identify what is for what purpose it is created. So we get the calculated field information and give appropriate names to that. We'll see in the dashboard side. Also, we get all the charts, chart axis, axis location, X, Y, what column it is, status or number of incident, all this information. This is one report. This is second report, again, all this information, and third. So this is a metadata extracted from the Yellowfin. Now, using this metadata, you can run the utility again to create dashboard, or you have option to run it full. So now I'll run it to full. It will read from the Yellowfin repository again and then create dashboards. You can use any of the options. If you are doing it in the stages, you can get metadata, store it, and then on the scheduled time, you can create dashboards using that metadata. So here, since I'm running it full, that is end to end, you can see first it extracted the metadata and then conversion. So all three conversions are successful. In case it is failed, it should give you the number here, how many are successfully converted, how many are failed, or it is possible if dashboard is already there with exactly same name and same folder, then it will throw error that dashboard already exists. We don't overwrite any dashboard. If dashboard already exists, it will throw this message here. You can delete that dashboard or rename to some other name and then create again to get a new dashboard converted. So we extracted metadata. Also, we created the dashboard. Let's go to the dashboard to see the details. So this is Helix dashboard. Let me refresh it, avoid timeout. Also, I have opened the smart reporting. So let me see, get the names of report. So this file, metadata file got overwritten again. That is the message I got. Go to CSV and see the. So first I'll see, take the incident status count. Go to dashboard, search for this dashboard. Here it is. I'll open this incident count. So this dashboard is created. It is showing no data, but I'll see filters. Also, the filter, all the date filters will be set to the last 30 days, but as per your need, you can change it to the whatever value you want and save it. So for last 30 days, there is no data, but if you choose last 90 days, there is a data here. Let me open same dashboard on the same report on the smart reporting to compare incident status count. So this is a report on the smart reporting. It has two filters here. Yeah, and it is on the status. Pi is created on the status. There are 31 assigned and 8 in progress when I have chosen critical, high, and medium. That is, we eliminated low in the filter. Last 90 days, here I have not specified any date. Let me select the last 90 days here as well. I think April, May, and June. '22 and 3, 22 and 3, exactly same data and new pie chart created with the values. So to create this, we extract exactly same query, but important thing is you need to see the transform here. So it is already filled in details, but sometime this calculated field aliases are not fetched correctly, or we are not able to identify correct name. So this happens in case there are multiple calculated fields and complicated formulas, then it is not identified which alias goes to which calculated field. So it may be empty here. So you need to review this if you are seeing it is not assigned. Also, we need to create a group by. These are the two transform we have to create to give correct name. First one is to give correct name, and second is for the grouping. So one is group by status because this pie chart is based on the status, and second is the number of incidents, that is the aggregated value. So these are the two transforms we add, and this is the pie chart created same or similar to what we see in the smart report. Let's compare the other. Yeah, this is, and let me open same on the smart reporting. Okay, this is bar chart. Again, we need to see what date it is. So this is showing count of incidents per impacted type and then status. This is the impact on the where these bars are created, color codes are given, and bars are on the status. So you can choose as per the filter. There is a filter there on the smart reporting. I have chosen here medium and critical. So again, here it is same assigned, cancel, closed, in progress, assigned, cancel, closed, in progress, and filter is on urgency. Sorry, not impact. It is on the urgency and date. So date is we are utilizing the default date filter available here. In smart reporting, we need to add. Here also I'll choose last 90 days. I don't know where the data is. So this is bar chart converted. Again, for this also, we have to create all those fields here. Field mapping, that is organized field with this. You see the C1, C2 are the columns, and CF1 is a calculated field. We identify and give names. And those names are used here, like category based on the status and the number of incident and impact. So these are field configured for the bar chart. Let's move to the other report. This is the important one. This is the tabular report, but I just want to highlight on how we deal with different filters here. Let me open same report on the smart reporting. So this is showing incident details, incident ID, summary, and uh, region, customer name, and assignee. And it has 4 filters here: priority, impact, status, and submit date. So you can see 3 filters here, and fourth one is a date. We choose here. So it has the data. I was expecting some issue here I have created, but it has picked up correct status here. But most of the time, if the filter is created on calculated field, then this query is not coming up, or we are not able to build the query for the calculated field based filter. So you can status, priority, and so on. Okay, so let me do that quickly here on the fly. If I add a filter based on calculated field, another filter here, refresh, see the assignee is added here, publish the report. Okay, let's go to the dashboards. I will delete this dashboard. Okay, so we have made change in the report, published it, and we have deleted the dashboard. I'll run this utility again, keeping all input same. We need to get metadata again. So I have kept all 3 reports in the CSV file, that is our input. Now you can see there are 3 reports that we have provided in the CSV file. All 3 reports we extracted information, again same. We got a 3 reports metadata, but only 1 report is converted to the dashboard. Other 2, there is an error, that is dashboard already exists. So this one we deleted, this we didn't delete. So it identified dashboard with the same name already there, so it will not overwrite. So let's go to see the dashboard. Okay, this dashboard is generated again, and you see there is one more filter, that is assignee, that we added. Earlier we had these 3 and a date filter. Now if I choose all these values here, still there is no data because I have not provided values to this. And this is not the text, not the drop down. It is a text box. This is coming from the browser, but we have not generated any query to get these values there. If you see the variables or filters, this does not have the query. And this is a text box type, whereas other variables are query. So these are query where we have a query to extract the filter options, whereas the new filter that we have added, there is no query here. So in this case, you can add the query if you are aware of, and I'll show you why we are not able to generate this query here. Since it is coming from the browser, it may not be correct values. So yeah, this is the one assignee is the column. The text box, you can provide this, but obviously user may not remember all this, so text box may not work. This is not as designed, but as a workaround, we are giving as a text box filter here. A user should check if any of these type of filters need a fix, then provide a query to get that. And this is one of the limitation we are working on. Let's go to the metadata and see what happened to that. Yeah, yes, incident details with the filter. You can see here the filters. Filter 0 is a status, impact, priority, and filter 4 is assignee. There is no query here. And why there is no query? Because the filter, you can see where clause. These are all date, and last one you can see and this is the criteria. For assignee, it is not a plain database column, but there is a calculated field here, the case statement and uh, this in the variable. So this is not a straightforward column. You can see in the select statement. So first, these are like C1, C2, that is incident number, description, region, customer name, and then comes the assignee. So assignee is a big calculated field here. That too, there is no alias, but we provide an alias by identifying the calculated field. So we have two calculated field, one for customer name, other for assignee. You can see the formula as well. Customer name is just concatenation of two fields, customer name, first name and last name. Here we identify those here, the fields and assign. And the other assignee is the column where the calculation is there. So basically it is handled for null, and if it is not null, show assignee. If it is null, show unknown. So this is the calculation here. So all this we may not generate query along with this. Even this formula is a simple. There could be many complicated formulas. So we may not be able to generate the filter for the calculated field. Okay. Yeah, that is one of the limitation. Other limitations, like I explained, you need to review these fields, the query, transform here. Also, there could be some date filters. So if there are date filter on fixed date or greater than and less than such type of dates or additional date filters, then it may not be uh, showing up the complete date filter. It will come as the text box, and then you can provide a value here, but expected the end user is expecting again drop down. For that, you need to edit this dashboard and provide the details. So these are the three types of dashboards basically supported in this version, that is tabular, bar chart, and pie chart. We will continue working on other chart types. So this is conversion utility demo, and we'll quickly run over the prerequisite. It is very straightforward. You need to create a user on the AR side. You can reuse any existing user, or you can create a new for this purpose for conversion utility. Once that user is created, it will be synced on the smart reporting side, but that user needs a web service permission. So edit any role that you want to assign to that user and provide the web service permission. And so that using that user, conversion utility is able to access the Yellowfin APIs. Also, that user need to be added to the default org in the smart reporting. Smart reporting minimum version we are supporting today is 21.05.03 hotfix 10 or 21.3.03 hotfix 5 HF5. Helix dashboard should be of version 22.1 or later, and Java version 11 is supported for this utility. Some troubleshooting quick tips. Where is the log? So you all know it is in current folder of utility from where it is running. Log will get generated. The CSV file giving status of each report. So these are the report names and whether it is successful or if there are any failures, you'll see. We also saw report meta.json, what will it store the metadata of the smart reporting. In case you are using older version of Java, Java 8, you might see these errors uh, out of memory, or this is not enough space. This is because you're using older version of Java. Use Java 11 and that should fix this issue. If you have not given the permission, web service permission, or you do not have license that is having the web service permission included, then you might see these errors. Exception occurred while executing query. So what that means is you have not given web service permission, or your license is not correct, or the old version license you are using. So if you see this in the log, you can fix this issue by providing web service permission or adding the license. So if for any reason conversion utility is not able to access the report, see the report is a private report and not giving permission, or the folder permissions are restricted where the conversion uh, utility, the user used in the utility does not have permission. Or report name is correct in the CSV, there could be some typo, some additional space in between dash hyphen. So those you ensure that is correct. Or sometimes the reports take long time to refresh. In that case also, we may not be able to access the metadata. The last one, and important, while creating a CSV file, if there are some reports having multiple reports on the smart reporting having same name, so they could be duplicate reports, or they are different reports but using the same name, then you can provide the report ID in the CSV file. So here you can give a report ID by checking the file you generate, the metadata get all reports or get tabular reports option on the utility. You can provide the report ID. Incident count has a report ID. This here. Incident status count. So you can give report ID like this to precisely giving which report to convert. Like we discussed while reviewing dashboards, Yellowfin gives these names. It is not the exact alias name, but C1, C2, some two generated names. Review with uh, dashboard if they are not given. In case of some complex queries like inner queries, we are not able to extract these names, then you need to give appropriate names to the column. Some of the limitation like drill down or cross launch is still not supported, need to be done manually. We are actively working on these items, but currently these are limitation. Conversion tool cannot migrate private reports. We already discussed. If any report has a query length more than 4,000 characters, then also we are not able to convert that report into dashboard. Report containing predefined date range. We also discussed on this. We are not parsing or resolving some date variable date like last 2 weeks or last uh, month or last 90 days, all of that will be set to 30. And in the dashboard review, you can set the appropriate date you want and save the dashboard. Calculation within table are not set with the utility. Like you are showing the tabular data, and at the bottom you are showing count or sum of the values or average of the values. So in the table, we are not able to show the calculations. Conditional formatting, like it is shown here, color coding, conditional color coding, conditional formatting is not supported yet. Uh, Cross tab are not supported. Like you can see here, cross tab, it is showing rows and columns. That is also not supported in this version. And cascaded filters. So filters, we saw some issue with the query generation there, but it is possible like we have 4 filters and each one of them depend on each other. Selection of first filter will refresh the next with a shorter value or relevant values here. So that is not supported. You can modify the query to make that change or work these filters as a cascaded filter.
Vikram, thanks for the detailed step-by-step demo. Let me continue that momentum and cover a few more slides. This conversion or migration tool is available to all customers and there is no separate pricing or licensing for the same. It's kind of obvious that you need Helix dashboard before you use conversion tool. But just want to remind you that Helix dashboard is available with Converge platform and which means you need to be on ITSM 21.3 to use Helix dashboard when using ITSM on-premise or ITSM 21.05, ITSM 21.3 or ITSM 22.1 when using ITSM in Helix SaaS. And last one on the slide, this conversion tool is applicable for ITSM Smart Reporting and not for TrueSight Smart Reporting. What next with conversion tool? We plan to continue development of conversion tool with the aim to minimize the effort required for this transition. For example, we plan to add support for additional bar chart type variant. Similar way, we'll plan to add support for trend chart or stats and numeric panel in the conversion process. We are also looking at bringing in report broadcast information along with the report definition using the conversion tool. And private reports are a significant part of report population for some customers. So we are also looking at ways by which you can bring over such private reports in Helix dashboard using the conversion process. Now, many of these forward-looking features are subject to technical feasibility. Next slide is about some learnings from early adopters. One, even before you start any action on the report conversion process, it might be worthwhile to start some preparation work. So for example, if you have multiple report with same name in smart reporting, then you may consider renaming those in smart reporting itself. This will avoid any confusion post migration where you'll see multiple report with same name with a report ID appended to it. Similar way, start identifying private report in your smart reporting instance and the owners for such private report to make them aware of the upcoming transition. Also, as part of the prep work, you might want to identify the most widely used reports. That way, you can focus on such high impact, high visibility report during the transition. Assessment query results can help you there. Next, you remember the slide where I depicted the ETL extract transform load stages of this conversion process. The first step of extract typically takes a while when you're trying to get report metadata for hundreds of reports. It might take hour or more for this extraction process to complete, and it's based on the number of report that you're trying to extract and put through the conversion process. So it might be a good idea to extract this information in phases for groups of reports. And last but not the least, as I mentioned earlier, there will be some manual effort required post conversion process is complete for the report. So when planning tool transition, you might want to allot some time for every report post conversion or post migration activities. I'm sure you will have more learning to share after using the tool. Let's continue to use BMC communities for knowledge sharing. Coming towards the end of this webinar, here are some resources that you can refer. To download conversion tool, please visit BMC Support Central and search for knowledge article 398185. This knowledge article includes all the details for conversion tool, and attachment for this article include conversion tool binaries that you can download. Others are linked to documentation. One for conversion tool, other for smart reporting assessment queries as we discussed earlier, and the last link is how you can manually convert remaining report. As a reminder, we have another webinar for Helix Dashboard coming up on 31st August of 2022, where Daniel and Nagesh will discuss advanced topics related to Helix Dashboard design. Don't forget to sign up for this event. That was my final slide. With that, we'll conclude today's event. In case you're watching replay of this webinar and have questions, please use BMC communities for discussions. Thank you.